Episode 5, Unshallow Podcast. We got B.Ab, Jena.
Let's get it.
We got Darren.
Come on.
We got Darren Underwood in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The blockchain, crypto, Web3.
All things
mastermind.
blockchain.
Right. You gotta add AI in there too.
Yeah, put the AI in there.
For sure.
Leave that part out. So what got you into it?
Man, honestly, I started always been interested in technology growing up as a kid, watching different things like anime, being real retro into like cyberpunk, thought it was really cool. Wanted to learn how to code, but didn't have the skills to. So I actually went to A&T, so Aggie Pride. When I went to the T, my first major was electronics technology, but I just couldn't get the coding down part to everything. But once I was there, I really honed in and focused on like building a business. So we started selling sneakers. From there, I got into the stock market, learned about different companies. After I got into different tech companies, I was like, you know what? Let me see what the next thing is, and that was fintech, financial technology. And once I figured out about digital money, NFTs, ownership on the internet, it really just made me dive deep into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
makes sense. So what do you think is that? I don't want to go too far ahead. Let me ease into that. Because I was about to say, what do you think is the end goal for the whole crypto blockchain?
Yeah.
We'll say that for the end.
Yeah.
So what year did you go to A&T?
I started graduated high school 2013. So 2013 to 2018.
So you were kind of already doing a niche that a lot of people weren't familiar with. So
well, I sneakers everybody was familiar with, you know what I'm saying? That's what really started it. But towards the end, that's when I kind of got into the stock market and like understanding companies and things like that. It wasn't really until I went to Miami is when I really got into the cryptocurrencies, like right after graduation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you suggest people go for like the smaller crypto or like the bigger ones? Because you got a lot of meme coins and stuff. I know a lot of people. It's like a whole split. I know in the crypto community, some people are like, well, nah, don't fuck with the meme coins and all that. Then you got other people like, nah, you just need to deal with the big stuff, like big boys.
I mean, it's a little bit of, I don't give financial advice. First off, do everything at your own risk. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? What I like to do is I like to look at everything, you know what I'm saying? Follow the money for real. And I'm not big on meme coins, but I'm not naive to them either. You can make a lot of money off of them, especially something at 0.0007 cent, and it goes to even just not even just getting to 1 cent, it goes to 0.0008. You know what I'm saying? You've made quite a bit substantial amount of money just off of a little bit. So and you can play the market on both sides depending on how you get in. You can also play the downside of a coin. So
I heard Bitcoin's jumping back up again.
Oh yeah, it's at like right now it's probably at like 68, 69. I have to look at my phone to tell you the exact price, but it just hit all-time highs of 70,200 I believe yesterday. So
what do you think impacts the market the most?
Well, right now I think that some things that are going on is taxes, right? People are getting their taxes back. So they're looking like, okay, what can I invest in that's doing well? A lot of people also with the ETF opening up, Bitcoin ETF, that allows people to invest in Bitcoin with their 401k. So people who have jobs who are constantly investing can now put some of that money in the crypto market. And what people may not notice is Bitcoin actually reached almost 69K, 68K, twice 70K. Looked like it was going to push above, but something big happened and Coinbase has shut down 3 times. So typically people who have traded the most weren't able to make trades at that time. And I personally believe that's a part of the SEC influence. They're trying to, hold it there so other people can still invest before it takes off. The halving is coming in April. So if you don't know what the Bitcoin halving is there's this thing called proof of work. That's what Bitcoin is built off of. And they're crypto miners. So these miners are solving different hash rates for Bitcoin, and if you complete them, you get rewarded Bitcoin. So if you have a miner, typically if you have one sole miner that's doing all the calculation by itself, it may take a long time to solve that algorithm, but you could get up to 6 Bitcoin just for solving that. Typically mining pools are split, so they split those profits. But after April, if you solve a hash, you won't get 6 Bitcoin, you'll get 3. It's like the halving, right? So it's, basically cutting it in half. But that speculation over the past 4, Bitcoin's increased in price tremendously. So people are speculating that it will increase tremendously from that.
You are speaking a whole different language right now. So let's say for someone who doesn't know anything about it, how could they get started?
Well, it's kind of simple. One, YouTube, do your own research. Also looking, and I don't just say, when I say YouTube, don't mean just going and looking at what coin's gonna 100x, what coins is this. Like actually look and research what is the blockchain, what is digital currency. Another resource is the Blockchain Council. I took a course on the Blockchain Council maybe like 3 years ago, understanding blockchain essentials, like 101, and then another class, but that helped me get a little bit more of an understanding. So just different resources, doing your own research. But after you do your own research, you have to apply it. So getting a wallet like MetaMask, Coinbase wallet, and then getting a hard wallet as well, a hard cold storage wallet. Typically it is a physical device, something like a Ledger or a Trezor. Getting those things to be secure.
The cold storage wallets, I hear some people swear by it, but other people is like, okay, if everything really goes down, right? You got some people who just like, okay, you gotta have gold. You gotta have hard assets like gold and silver and things like that. But then you got people in crypto like, no, you can just get a cold storage wallet and you'll be fine. So if shit hits the fan, how is your cold storage wallet gonna help?
So if the internet is down, like the actual internet is down, there's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? If the internet is down, bro, it's a digital currency. Right. You feel me? You beat. You know what I'm saying? So I would just keep it a buck. But like, for example, when the internet comes back up, in theory, you should be able to access those coins. It shouldn't be anything wrong with it, because the difference between a cold storage wallet is your keys are not stored on the web. They're just stored on that, device, and your crypto is not actually stored on the device. So if the internet goes down, your crypto is actually in the web. Right. So all it is not your keys, not your crypto. So if you own the keys, you have the keys, you can access the crypto in the web.
That makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So as far as, who do you really think started it? I know you got the Japanese guy,
Satoshi Nakamoto.
They say he started it, but do you really think he started it, or do you think it's possible that the CIA or some
NSA? NSA, all right, I'll be honest with you, man. Man, we can go down this rabbit hole if we want to today. Let me take a sip. Hey, all you crypto enthusiasts out there, don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all the facts, so we'll see. But okay, so NSA, right? I can't remember the name of it, but there was this secret society almost. It's gonna burn me up not knowing the name, but a lot of viewers will know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was a secret society. They basically used to send cryptic messages out on the web, and if you could read them, you were basically accepted into this sound. Cicada.
I know it's CICADA. It's some numbers.
Yes, 3 something. Yeah. Okay. So perfect. So that right there, right? You know exactly what went on. People doing secret messages, had to do jobs, figure out riddles, all these things. And if you told anybody or exposed anybody about it, you would be deleted. You wouldn't be a part of that. So some people say that was the recruitment of the individuals that created it, because a lot of the messages that they gave out were, making a peer-to-peer network, making a open world through the internet, right? If you're trying to be a part of something new, right? So they a lot of people speculate that was a recruitment process that the NSA put out to recruit people to build Bitcoin, and Satoshi is just a made up person in the air, you know. So
yeah,
interesting.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah. and think about, like, if you really wanted to catch people doing nefarious activities and you were the CIA, NSA, you would say, hey, here's something out there that can't be tracked. Right. You know what I'm saying? And just put it out there.
I think that explanation makes more sense than, you know, some people say Elon Musk started.
Right.
Random shit. Like,
right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
For sure.
That's a definitely interesting perspective.
So we're about 10, 15 minutes in. So we got to ask you, like we ask everybody.
His face. His face.
You got to ask, what's your most controversial opinion in general? It don't got to be crypto related.
Okay, yeah. Man.
Or, like, you don't have to answer it now.
Okay.
You can wait and think about it.
That Unshallowed topic now.
You know what I mean? You can wait a couple, 10, 20, 30 minutes. We can revisit it. Or if you got something in your head right now,
drop it.
I mean, it's a quote for real. And it's by a conqueror, Genghis Khan. And I feel conflicted about it, but I also feel like it is a part of me. So, and people are going to look at me like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Because it's Genghis Khan, you know what I'm saying? I'm the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sin, then God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you. So it could be both negative, you know what I'm saying? When you're looking at it, you're like, damn, that sounds terrible. But it's also like trying to put yourself to be like, I can conquer anything in front of me. So, and if you feel like you're in opposition, then, God wouldn't have sent me your way if you don't, you know what I'm saying?
So,
it's just...
let me try to unwrap this.
Please do.
Yeah. So
the people who are getting conquered, they did something wrong in the eyes of God. So that's why they're being conquered.
Necessarily, not like from his perspective. Yeah,
exactly. Makes sense.
It could be very controversial though, especially in the world. You know what I'm saying? But from a person's standpoint, it's just a view.
I think on a grand scale, that makes perfect sense.
So is this kind of like karma in a way?
It would be, right?
I think at the very least, it makes you take accountability and ask yourself, what did we do wrong as a people? You know what I mean? Even if that's not the case, even if you didn't, at least you can actually. It's always good to take accountability and ask yourself, did we do something wrong? Yeah,
I put that in my high school yearbook, and my mom was like, "Why would you put that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, Mom. It's just one of those things.
Well, Genghis Khan is like Napoleon, Sun Tzu,
right?
All of those names, Attila the Hun, all of these conquerors, they're still more palatable than Hitler.
Right.
Now, if you put Hitler in there,
it's like, right.
You know what I mean? But, you can get away with saying Genghis Khan, even though he probably killed way more
people, right? Probably.
I had a lot of children. You know what I mean? It's
it's
a lot of
I mean, you gotta think about the time period, the age. Like it's
They said his descendants it's a crazy. Just type in Genghis Khan descendants.
Yeah, Mongols. Yeah, Mongolians.
I'm gonna be real. I've never heard that story. Who he was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They were tearing some shit up.
Yeah.
Sure. But I think even with that, a lot of people would use that same quote as far as like colonialism.
Yes, and I don't exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. There's the controversy, right?
Deuteronomy 28. People will point to that in the Bible. They'll be like, "All right, well, black people, we're cursed because of things that we did, some Hebrew stuff,
right?
Because it's like a lot of the stuff that's mentioned in there is things that we can see today, and you'll find a correlation. You'll be like, "Damn, well, that makes sense. That makes sense." And it's like people will say, "Don't shoot the messenger." It's like we was involved in black people, was involved in animism, witchcraft, all these natural, they say is natural religions and natural, But at the same time, everything as the devil's advocate, everything that's natural ain't good.
Right.
For example, what's it called? The chick from Living Single was just talking about it recently. What's her name? I forgot. Maxine. I don't know if y'all.
Yeah, I know what she was. Yeah.
She was saying that her grandmom was involved in witchcraft, and they would take, I think it was called gopher dust. But to make that, you take dirt from a cemetery or graveyard.
Okay.
And then, it's like hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's natural.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you just look at things like, okay, it's natural, so it's good.
Right.
But you got to look
from
at...
dust to dust, ash to ashes,
you know what I'm saying? Spiritual component and stuff, too.
Right.
It's deeper than just
exactly.
natural.
Just because it's natural don't necessarily mean it's good.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like people will be like, all right, well, that's why we are the way we are now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we are in the state we're in. That's why Africa's like how it is. That's why the natives of America is how they are. That's why we killing each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that quote definitely aligns with that
a lot of things, right?
Who believe that.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But back to the crypto.
Yeah, but genocide is not good in any way. Not good in any way.
I think like the end goal would be like, you heard of like the Internet of Things?
Yes.
So
IoT.
You heard the Internet of Things?
I have not.
The Internet of Things is basically like different devices. Your refrigerator, your vacuum, everything is connected to the internet, right? But then you have the Internet of Bodies, where the Internet of Bodies is the next phase of the Internet of Things. So we'll go to the Internet of Bodies, where every human is connected to the internet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the Neuralink and
Yep.
that. So do you think like that'll happen? You think
for sure.
Feasible?
Do I think okay, so we can look at it from two different ways, right? You have the Bible, right? When you look at even historical texts, right? You think of the mark of the beast. A lot of people do correlate the mark of the beast with putting devices in your body because it'll leave a print, things like that. And then you can go back to the human, society per se. You ever seen like Cyberpunk?
No.
Heard about the game?
I heard about it.
Okay, so or Blade Runner 2049. Okay, so these are like movies and games that have a real AI and humanoid robotic mix.
Transhumanism.
Exactly. So I believe in the next, if we're already putting chips in our body to pay for things or access the internet, in the next 30 years, 40 years, maybe we will have cyborgs out here. They're already trying to make humans with out sperm and eggs. So they're synthetic humans. Thing is, when you start trying to play God,
it's never good.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
I was doing some reading about implants as far as like an embryo, so that like a man could be able to like have a child. So that has something to do with what you're talking about right now.
I'm not 100% sure,
so
but
what, C-section? I'm assuming.
I don't know.
That's where the hell is going.
I just had to stop reading because I'm like, what's happening?
I don't.
Probably put a fake. I don't know, man.
Just let women be women, please.
Right.
Anyways.
Right.
Yeah. It's the whole transhumanism thing, they got an outline for 2045. I remember probably 15 years ago, I seen a video on YouTube called the 2045 Initiative. And it was a Russian billionaire. He said, okay, by 2015, this will happen. 2020, this will happen. 2025. And he was explaining. And then I went back to look at it recently. I'm like, damn, they really on
schedule, right, with what's going on. Yeah.
So 2045 is the end goal. And a lot of the futurists been talking about that, like Ray Kurzweil.
Right.
All these futurists. So I think, if anything, within the next 20 years, it'll probably pop off.
Dang, man, you got me a little earlier than me. Right. Yeah. I believe it. Technology is moving fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
It's like, is this a good thing or a bad thing at this point? What do you think?
It's good. You will have good parts, but I think that
overall for sure. Because like the good is, right, if you have a soldier who was in an accident and lost his leg, now he can have a robotic leg that works almost as natural as a regular one, right? Those are, or people born with some type of defect that they can't, work on right now, but the technology is speeding up to where we can access that. So I saw recently there was a woman who was in a car crash. She was paralyzed from almost the I believe it was like the neck down. But they had to feed her and stuff like that, like through her stomach and stuff. But she could communicate with her mind and speak with a computer. She didn't have to use her hands. And this was all through AI reading her movements in her mind. So it does, it can help, but overall, could it be something that we use or that we're being controlled by, right? We don't know what signals they're putting in our body with this stuff, right? What frequencies is going to change within our body. So, and frequencies do change your mood. They change the things that you do. So,
and it's all just, are you going to be able to adapt? Because this is really like the guy, Carl Schwab from the World Economic Forum. This guy's crazy, but he was calling it the fourth technological revolution.
Okay.
So, I mean, I
was really thinking that I'm like, this is about to be a revolution.
For sure. There's like the internet, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
fire.
Because the first time I used ChatGPT, I was like, it was like mind blowing. I
still love them. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you use the regular internet search engine. You type in something, they don't know what you're talking about. They can't really understand the context.
Right.
ChatGPT is like you actually talking to a person.
Yes,
right.
They all the answers.
Exactly.
Like that. Like if I would have had ChatGPT when I was in school.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It would have been dark.
Yeah, I would have left A&T with that code degree. I'm telling y'all that right now. But I didn't get in the code. Right.
I couldn't imagine like now going to school with that. Now that ChatGPT exists, like how can you figure out like don't use that? Like,
how do you not
know?
There are some programs that you can run it through to see if it was actually an AI wrote it or not. But then you got
there's programs that can hide that.
Exactly.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
At this
it's
point,
a loophole for real.
You just gotta be smart enough to use the program that'll combat
exactly.
that. Right.
And the other thing is people shoot themselves in the foot. So like the other part is when you copy paste, all you gotta do sometimes. So when you copy paste, it actually paste the code on the computer, but when you paste it, you need to paste it as plain text.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So paste it as plain text and then put it into another AI to reword it. And you should be good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pros and cons too.
I just feel like nowadays it's really not about how smart you are; it's about how you're able to use your resources. Like,
for sure,
that's really what it is. Efficiency 100%. Is key. And someone had told me like technology actually is evil. Like we were never supposed to know how quick to do things. Like we actually were supposed to take our time and like actually work for shit. But now it's like
it's gonna be easy, right? Yeah.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think there's a lot of good, but it's a lot of bad. Like you look at nanotechnology, and then you can, the stuff,
stem cells, all that
type of stuff.
Well, no, someone blew my mind because it was like obviously with like the Apple phone, their logo is an apple. Right into the temptation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, stop talking to me right now.
You know, I actually, my homie sent me a video it was a clip of American Horror Story, and I haven't seen it. I don't really watch American Horror Story like that. I've seen a few like back in the past, but one of the most recent ones was about like AI and like how the son of Satan was actually putting the microchips in like phones, devices, people, different things like that. So, I mean, hey,
you ever watch Black Mirror?
Yeah. Black Mirror is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I watched that episode Metalhead. That shit was crazy. The little metal robots, and they be going.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, me neither. I gotta go back
Black
and
Mirror
see.
Is scary.
I didn't think it was scary. I was very intrigued by it.
Me too. Woke. No, it's because I understand when they put things in movies and TV shows, it's put in your face for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm already like, this is really about to be the reality.
For sure.
It's insane.
For sure.
It's a crazy one that kind of makes sense with what we're talking about. It's called Nosedive. Nosedive. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I'm not good with the episode names. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but yeah.
Well, let me see. Well, she was basically she had like a high the equivalent of a credit score, but it was a social
currency score.
God.
Yeah,
I was talking about the
China.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think
that's happening right now.
And then it was called nosedive because it dropped.
Right.
Yes.
And so I think like even the whole idea of a gamification of society, I think that will work perfectly on a blockchain and a ledger. You can have everybody, because you heard about the story of the baby born on a blockchain in Tanzania.
I have not.
Yeah, it's the first baby born on the blockchain, so they got the mother
social security and like the
everything, the mother from pregnancy, and they're gonna put the baby on a blockchain from adolescence to everything.
Oh wow. I mean, yeah, that can get a little dangerous. I mean, it's a, like you said, that double-edged sword. So like from a record standpoint, we're gonna be going away from our old record keeping things like papers, files. It can be useful, but it's also very time consuming. There's more people on the planet. There's more papers being filed every single day. You know what I'm saying? So like, exactly. So, and when you're talking about, you know, your birth certificate, your social security number, things like that, if you wanted it on, you know, the internet, I would want it on a blockchain base. Personally, I would want it on something blockchain based if it was just out there on the web, because at least I have some type of sense of security, you know. But
the whole proof of work thing, like you were saying.
No, I feel like with blockchain and crypto, it's so kind of a world that they really don't want you to tap into, because I had noticed a lot of artists that were filtering their music through that. They're not popping anymore like
or they're locked up.
I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because like I feel like Tory Lanez is kind of an example of that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a type of girl that was like, as soon as I heard that story, I was like, yeah, fuck
Tory, right? Of course.
Fuck Tory, because I'm a girl's girl. But like when I put a little bit more research in the situation and started connecting more dots, I was kind of like, I hated that I was about to be wrong about him. But I was also, I remember you specifically had talked to me about that, about how Tory actually was making money through crypto, or something like that, and I was like, really?
So he had dropped his NFT album. I think he dropped it for like $1. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how much he made. I want to say it was close to like $1 million in like 24 hours. And that goes all to him. You know what I'm saying? So then you got artists like Lil Russell. Shout out to Lil Russell out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's both Web 2 and Web 3. So much respect for that. It's a couple artists out there, but yeah, it's like you said, with the Tory Lanez situation, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. You know, don't cancel me because I know how y'all do. But what I'll say is he was definitely working on something big for artists in getting out of streams, right? Right now, we got a lawsuit for Apple basically saying they need to pay streamers more than 0.003 cent a stream because they're not making money. So the lawsuit's coming for Apple now. People could branch off and do their own thing. Even if you have 100 fans and you release your album and you just say all 100 of those fans buy it for just $10, right? How much you got? That's $1,000. You probably more than likely not going to make $1,000 off your album if you put it on Apple Music. And that's just 100 people, you know? So
no, I learned a lot with that, because when I was starting to work with a lot of artists, and just seeing how much money they really making, like royalties is so important. And then when, like, since we're talking about Tory, Meg Thee Stallion, when all that happened, I was like, why would she lie? She makes so much money. But she makes more money from her Fashion Nova deals than she does from her music. So really she's owned when it comes to that. So I was like, I really hope I'm wrong. Meg, please don't fail us all. Because when women speak about things, they already are expecting you that you're not telling the truth. Right. So I was just like, please, God, like, I really hope this is not no bullshit.
Right. But, yeah, I be feeling like that all the time.
You know.
Yeah. Like when that girl did the baby, kidnapped with the baby, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all remember that. Who? The girl that she said that she got kidnapped and there was a baby in the road. Yeah, I was hoping she was telling the truth too, but I was not. I can't say Meg won't tell the truth. I don't know. Tory might have shot something, but who knows, man.
All of them know, like, when you reach that level of success, like Megan Thee Stallion, and being pushed like her. Like it's hard to take any of them seriously, regardless of you a man or a woman, because they all just puppets. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times to reach that level of success, it's not even about your talent, because there's so many people that's just as talented as
for sure.
And
for sure.
People in this kind of sad because the people see it be like, oh, they worked hard to get there. Not necessarily. A lot of times people just sold their soul.
Right.
Or sold their integrity.
Right.
To get where they at. Like, you know what I mean? If you got a person that's equally talented, if you got 5 people that's equally talented, got the same fan base, number of fan base followers and stuff like that, but you have 2 that might say, okay, yeah, I'll say whatever you want me to say. Just give me some money. Right. Then you got 3 like, I'm not doing that. I'm sticking to my type of music. Yeah. Who are they going to go with? Yeah. They're going to go with the 2 that, you know,
making that money. Right.
I mean, it's not always about.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And this is why we have the beautiful soul society.
Yeah.
You know.
You know. They gonna know.
If you know, you know.
You know,
there you go.
Know.
Soul society. Yeah.
So with AI, how far do you think that's about to get into? Because I think it was last summer when a lot of, not songwriters, but like actors, that's what it was, they went on a strike because they were being replicated, and they felt like their art was no longer them because they were just able to use them without asking for their permission. Like, is this really like about to get taken over?
Oh yeah, movie industry, it's over. You can go ahead and hang that up. But it's gonna be to where this podcast is gonna be able to be transformed into something that we can't even think about, bro. Like, you got OpenAI Sora. You're gonna be able to use that and create those video clips within your podcast, your intro, your outro. If you want to make a storyboard, matter of fact, I'm posting a YouTube video tonight at 9 p.m. about LTX Studio, and they are a new storyboard studio. I could talk to y'all about a story about my life, tell it, type it in. It's going to give me visuals like almost a movie. You can change it up, add things in there. Directors are going to be like, if you, Tyler Perry was building something $1 billion studio or $900 million studio, something like that.
Right.
Stop production immediately the day OpenAI dropped Sora's preview. So he was looking at it like, I'm about to build this facility to do all these different scenes, have all these people here, when this AI just created an animation and a realistic, guy walking down the street in New York, car red, make the car drive this fast. Make, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's about to be crazy. Yeah, it's about to be crazy.
The way it looks, like, you can... I forgot the singer's name. She was like, she's not even a real person. I forgot. I wish I would have like put it on my phone or something. But basically, she's not even a real singer, but she's just like some AI type of thing.
Yo, I met somebody. I don't even want to tell you. I can't reveal it. So he's here in Charlotte, and I met him maybe like 3 days ago at this DJ event, right? And he has an AI artist and has already entered her into multiple competition in Charlotte.
Stop it.
And they don't even know that it's not a real person.
I could believe it, because the person
I'm so serious.
Is this about to be another divide and conquer?
Hey, look, people won't even. And I was looking kind of weird because I was like, "Dang, bro, you a male and you doing female artists. Female artists already ain't getting that much shine, bro. You can't, if you gonna do an AI, do a male. You know what I'm saying?"
See, again, I just feel like there's so much evil out here, but it's about what you gonna do with it. Because I gotta shout out my girl Jasara. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Jasara. So Jasara is, you go ahead. You tell Jasara.
Jasara is my beautiful virtual assistant. She works for me. She does things. She's managing my schedule and helping me promote my brand. So she's gonna be doing a lot of my posts. So it's like, I have met Darren. He's helped me with AI, and he's actually helped me figure out how I can put this into my brand and implement it to where I'd be more efficient. And now I have a girl named Tristara who's about to manage my whole brand right now.
I'm telling you.
Again, use these tools for good, please.
Exactly. You gotta, man. Look, use them to promote and educate others as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, educating others and building your own brand. You know, if you a 1-man, 2-man, 5-man show, 5-woman show, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, use those tools to make you 100 people, you know what I'm saying? 100 people strong, you know.
Use it to your advantage, because it could definitely help you out. Like, I was just trying to look up the artist, but I can't find it. There's some chick. I'll probably, if I remember while I'm editing, I'll put it in the caption who I'm talking about.
Okay.
I think it start with an M, Machika, some random shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Real crazy.
People gonna be asking me who that artist is too. I already know.
No, I need to know, because that is crazy to me. Because it's almost like.
Oh, you talking about the guy?
Yeah, the guy I met. Yeah, I met him like 2 days ago. He showed me. He's like, yo, I've already entered in 3 contests, and they were some big contests. I'm like, dang, bro, and like they didn't know that it was AI. I was blown away. Dang. I was blown away.
Wow. It's almost like, again, I don't want to talk about like the gender thing too much, but it's like when a man is like trying to be a woman, like I feel like I can now see how this could be another issue where it's like, wait a minute.
Right. I did state that, you know, like once again though, it is 2 sides, right? Be who you want to be.
Yep.
Do what you want to do, you know, supportive of that. But right, women artists already aren't getting the light that they should. So like when we as men are making these AIs and doing women things, like to me personally, I wouldn't do that, right? Because I would like the authentic woman, the authentic, you know, but if a woman's doing it and making woman AI stuff, you know, okay, yeah, I mean, you still promoting women art, I guess, you know, because you as a woman are creating it, but
at this point, when it comes to women, I just think the society does not know how to respect our boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's just getting out of hand. Like, we have to be worried about everything.
For sure.
Can't even respect our craft at this point.
I think society at large is probably waiting for a mass movement of women to really...
I'm the one.
To really, you know, bring it to the forefront. Because, you know, you got people here and there voicing, you know, the problems with it.
Right.
But it's not like a huge movement. It's not enough women that's just out there like, yo, we ain't cool with this shit.
No,
right.
So, this is actually, I think, what Luna God said when he was on here the first episode. He said that women aren't willing to die for what they stand for.
Yeah.
You know, men have died for what they stand for.
Yeah. If you don't like what's going on, you gotta get on the front lines with it.
You gotta get in the mud. And the thing is, like, that's why with my platform, I push so much for women, because the things that I do in life, I know I'm as a woman, I'm not supposed to be here. So it's almost like I'm trying to break a system. And then as I'm continuing on my journey, I'm also exposing the system of what I'm experiencing. So it's only out of my justice while I'm on this planet is to speak about it. Because what else? Like, I have to have people, because there's people who really aren't understanding what really is going on. And like, as a woman, when you're into these different worlds, there is a little bit of fear of like, am I supposed to be here? But you have to keep pushing. So it's like, you really have to understand as a woman, like, it's hard out here. And like, again, that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. I'm gonna continue on, and I don't give a fuck who feels about it.
For sure. And if you in them rooms, you're supposed to be in them rooms.
That part.
Point blank period, you know.
Y'all heard it. So, let's revisit the whole thing with your most controversial opinion. We ain't forget.
That's why it's okay. You brought up multiple reasons why it's my most controversial, right? Because
you didn't answer that, did you?
The Genghis Khan thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's my
that Henny.
Yeah.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason it's my most controversial, though, I'll go back to it, is basically you said it, bro, because of colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like it is a colonialism, like idealistic quote. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because people can say we were slaves to Europe because you should have been punished, right? Like that's how somebody could say it. But in reality, I mean, if we being real, Black people or Africans were already enslaving other Africans. They actually came over and was like, oh wow, y'all do this too, so let me buy some slaves off of y'all, right? So it's a little bit of not saying that you know it was right, but we enslaved our own people too. So,
Agreed.
and if you look at it like that, then there is a level of damn. Maybe if things were different, maybe it wouldn't have went down like that.
You're gonna get some pushback about that.
I know.
What people say
It's giving Kanye.
is because there's,
but it was off war, right? Like,
yeah.
If you have war, right, you conquer somebody. Typically, the people that you conquer, you take as slaves.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have like really two groups of people will push back. So you got one group of people who won't push back and say that the slavery in Africa wasn't the equivalent of the chattel slavery in the Americas.
It ain't.
Because
it ain't.
There's books of people who actually was enslaved in Africa and enslaved in America.
Right.
I think one of the guys' name was Oladu. I forgot his last name. I know his first name was Oladu, and then he was enslaved in both places. And he was saying it was nothing
the same. Yeah,
it was like here. It was like completely different. Like you're dehumanized. You're treated as shit. Like you just trash. And over there it was like you just
still a person. Yeah, you had to do things. You went home. Yeah, you 100% right.
And there was a queen in Africa who found out about that and tried to go to war. When she found out how they was treating the people that she actually sold, she didn't know that they would be treated like that, and she stopped doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you got the other group of people that's going to push back and be like, well, we was never from Africa anyway. We indigenous to the Americas. The whole transatlantic slave trade was bullshit. It was told in reverse. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah, there's multiple ways you can look at it.
I'm just trying to be the voice of everybody
out there. Right.
For sure.
I mean, when you say that too, right? Like, of course it's different, but it's almost like I got a house, you got a house, right? Your household is ran completely different than my household.
Right.
So if I come to you and say, hey, bro, you have 10 maids, right? Now this is just in theory, right? Slavery. You have 10 maids, right? And they cook, they clean, they do whatever at your mansion, right? They cook and clean, just cook and clean, right? Now they come to my mansion, I have them cooking, I have them cleaning, I have them cutting the grass, I have them chopping down trees, washing my cars, doing everything, right? Yeah. But we didn't have that exchange to like say, hey, y'all, this is what they're going to be doing. I seen how you run your household, but this is how I run my household. Right. So like at the end of the day, the Europeans coming over or, whatever, to Africa, doing their own thing, terrible. But I still feel like we should have never had our own people enslaved. Because like if you can't really say, oh, you can't do it like that because this how we going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So at the end of the day.
Yeah. But that sheep mindset, you can't, it's hard to break.
Yeah, exactly. It's
really hard to break.
It is.
It's what's happening now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it's like back then when there was less.
Exactly. It was just do what you do. Yeah. Just do what you do.
For sure. Yeah. That's a good topic.
I didn't think we were going to go down this far.
Yeah, I don't know how we went there. Genghis Khan, the Conqueror.
Unshallow Podcast.
Right.
We go there. We go there. We can keep going. Shit. So what else is on your mind, man? That you want to let the people know?
I guess letting the people know, oof.
It could be.
Man, personal. I haven't even announced this yet, but I'm leaving my job, my corporate job of 4 years. Yeah, man. So heard it here first on the Unshallow Podcast. So I'm 100% all things blockchain network. Committed to education, application, and transformation. Educating the people, transforming lives. Oh, dang. That's the Henny. Educating the people, applying the knowledge, and transforming lives. So that's what we want to do.
What it's all about right there.
Yeah, you definitely have to stay consistent, stay committed to what you do. Definitely look forward, because I know there's a lot of things that we spoke about as far as like you doing ChatGPT workshops,
right?
Actually educating people of how they can use this in their lives in a positive way. So yeah, you definitely are on the right track. You quitting your job is just the next milestone. So imagine whenever your energy releases, how much greater you're going to be. And I also know, like, you just got some interns. Like, you really are building all things blockchain. For sure.
I appreciate it. You know,
all things blockchain.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell them your Instagram.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, Godzilla23_ on Instagram, YouTube, ATBN, and that's ATB Network. So at ATB Network, or you can type in ATBN. So
what social media are you on? I know you're on Instagram. You got anything else?
So we heavy in Discord. So if you are interested in the Discord, the Discord is, hey, you can find you some gems in that Discord. I promise you that. So if you have a Discord or don't know what it is, basically it's like a Slack or a message channel. But you can also add bots and things like that. So we got some AI stuff in there for you if you want to tap in. And you can find it. I can't give you the Discord link. It's a couple hashes and stuff like that. But tap in on the Instagram or YouTube and we'll get it to you.
On Instagram.
For sure.
If they wanna.
For sure.
And I know, like, when we first met, I know you was talking about prompt engineering and stuff like that. Do you think it'll still be around in the future? Because I know I've heard people say that prompt engineering, it's just like coding. Like AI can make coding obsolete, right?
Can we get a clip in here from like NVIDIA?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So we're gonna get a clip in here. I'm gonna send you the clip to put in here. So, all right, play the clip now.
The infrastructure that was used probably 5 years ago is very different to the infrastructure that's being used today. But what Jensen's point was, I think it's a very important point, is NVIDIA has always been relevant. Historically, we see companies that are relevant at one phase of development, and then as the infrastructure changes, they become irrelevant. But you guys were able to innovate and push through. Let's move to a non-AI related topic for a second. I want to talk about education. So today, knowing what you know, seeing what you see, and being at the cutting edge of this technology, what should people focus on when it comes to education? What should they learn? How should they educate their kids and their societies?
Wow, excellent question. I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound completely opposite of what people feel. You probably recall, over the course of the last 10 years, 15 years, almost everybody who sits on a stage like this would tell you it is vital that your children learn computer science. Everybody should learn how to program. And in fact, it's almost exactly the opposite. It is our job to create computing technology such that nobody has to program. And that the programming language is human. Everybody in the world is now a programmer. This is the miracle. This is the miracle of artificial intelligence. For the very first time, we have closed the gap. The technology divide has been completely closed. And it's the reason why so many people can engage artificial intelligence. It is the reason why every single government, every single industrial conference, every single company is talking about artificial intelligence today.
So now we back from the clip. So this right here will tell you, right, in the future, we don't need to program. The coding language is human. And I am a testament to that. The application that I built an application that can predict crypto movements. Like on my phone, there's a crypto play running right now. I guarantee you it's up, like guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, y'all just heard me. I ain't passed A&T in coding. I couldn't get out of it. But I built a whole application.
Do y'all hear the passion?
I'm telling you, I built a whole application in 4 months. Really 2 months, right? I built it in 2, but just crafting it, making it a little better, tweaking it up. Took about 4 months, and we about to have a whole a new design to it. Like, the design about to come crazy. I'm not the designer, but it's gotten to a point. So many people want to use it that I've been able to make enough money on getting a designer to change the whole design on it. So
that's major.
It's coming.
Yeah, that's major right there.
Are you gonna speak about your bot, or?
I mean, yeah, we can speak on the bot. So Crypto Boy, and we're gonna have many more. But Crypto Boy is an OpenAI based bot. And if you don't know what OpenAI is, they're the same people that made ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Sora. What it does is it reads and calculates different cryptos. We've coded different strategies in there, and based on that, it gives a prediction, and it gives me a prediction for the next hour, the next 24 hours, and the next week of any crypto on the MEXC exchange. So on MEXC, I think there's like 3,000 pairs. So any of those 3,000 pairs you can look up.
Again, I'm loving the passion.
Yeah, that you felt that right there. That was really I didn't know that I would be able to build an application, because it took me, like, for real, like, going through different developers trying to build this type of application took me 2 years, and I did it in 3 months. Not hitting up my developers, seeing if they can do this. No, I sat down, said, F it, I gotta grind it out.
That's the thing. You gotta take that first step. What they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with what? One step.
Wow.
You know it.
You gotta
Did y'all
start.
practice that?
Nah, we didn't.
By this point, man.
We researching Genghis Khan and shit like that.
Right.
Damn, you about to say fuck Amazon.
Yeah. Had to leave.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. There's a lot of relationships I built there. My mentor from AWS is still there. He is in the blockchain and AI department. You know what I'm saying? So he's a really good guy. I don't want to shout his name out because he's still there and stuff. But
Do I know him?
he came to one of the events. You wouldn't know it was him, but he came to an event. He came to an event that we did at Space 212. But yeah, good dude. And y'all be seeing him around in Soul Society and everything. So
that's what's up. So with that being said, we about to sign off. You know, this episode 5, Unshallow Podcast. Darren Underwood.
I definitely appreciate
B.Ab
you coming on. And
Jena.
Jena. That's right.
So
We out.
thank y'all. Peace.
All right.
Audio Jungle.